First of all, let us appreciate the fact that we are in a democracy where you have the good, the bad, and the ugly. The revolutionary or the revolution now as a concept is an agitation from some level of insecurity in the country, which has been heightened over time. And I think the clip I watched, because I'm taking it from this, because that was the clip I watched, that people are being killed and yet Nigerians should not keep quiet. However, remember that as social actors, people can take the word revolution to mean what they want it to mean. Government, for instance, took the word revolution to mean a change of government, which of course the Showore group had come to say, no, we are not talking about change of government, but we are talking about structural changes, about processes, and the need for Nigeria to have the right to peace, which is of course the cardinal aim of any government. Protection of lives and property. Governments haven't had the word revolution, concocted it to mean that a democratically elected government will be overthrown by the planners, which, like I said, was not the intent and purpose. And I'll give you some examples. There were protests in the past that were akin to a massive revolution by opposition in this country. Let us look at the present government. When it was coming in 2015, even when you had a sitting government, as at that time elected on the platform of PDP, remember that the slogan was what? Change. Change. And revolution also is also tied to what? To change. But that will not mean, as at that time, that all of them will have been arrested, because what kind of change are you talking about? You know, they were talking about change through the democratic process. And you cannot, especially in Nigeria, I do not support a situation where a democratically elected government will be changed through any other means apart from the ballot box. We have 2023 to be able to, 2023 to be able to do that. But however, between now and 2023, people have rights to stage protests in areas they believe that government is not doing well. And that you critique government does not mean that you want them replaced through the unorthodox means. Remember that the organization I served as Pengasan, an oil and gas revered association, was bruised by the military for fighting alongside democratic forces to ensure that there is democracy. So for people like us, therefore, you cannot replace a democratically elected government through the back door. All right? And that's why I say that, but that was not even the intention of the planners by what we have seen. They came out yesterday. I'm not sure I saw anybody with a pistol, with a gun, with canisters, with bombs. They came out to protest like Nigerians. And I thought that in this scenario that we have found ourselves in this country, governments should be happy to have alternative or alternate voices. Because without alternate voices, we are going to lapse into a situation where the government of the day might just slip to slumber. And that will not be right for every Nigerian. Let me give you some instances where opposition have played some roles which I said was akin to a revolutionary change in the past. Don't forget, revolution itself could be a system change in the economy, in the social and cultural process of the people. And world history is replete with such changes, and they came without non-violence. In 2014, if I may recollect, APC as a political party staged a mega rally in which the leadership of the country today were part of that process, and they ended up, I think, in Eagle Square, where they even told Nigerians that the president at that time was incompetent. None of them was arrested. None of them was prosecuted. Remember also that in 2012, there was a massive protest against the government as at that time, which at a particular point in time was hijacked by the opposition in some parts of this country. And a coffin of the president as at that time was brought into the open and inscribed boldly there, "Goodbye, Jonathan, R.I.P." So what would that have meant? The death of a president. But the president of that time did not go ahead to, be unnecessarily harsh on the people. My expectation has been, you have arrested Sowore, for instance. You must have interrogated him. If you have interrogated him and found that what he wanted to do by leading, because he's just an arrowhead, there are other people that sat and determined what should be done in this process. If the underlying intention, because I also listened to government, they were saying that they found out that there were international connections, there were to stimulate conflict, to evolve a change of government. As long as you have arrested him and you have interrogated him, you don't unnecessarily want to keep him in detention, because it will be counterproductive. And I will tell you, if care is not taken, you make Sowore more popular. And in the next few days, people are going to be asking for release Sowore, just like it happened in El Zazaki.